And we're going to get things started. Well, welcome and good evening, all. Welcome back to another episode of our Travel Talk series. My name is Andrew Fowler, and I am one of the series hosts. I'm joined today with my colleagues from the group of Expedia Cruises that you see here, and we have such a great family that help plan your dream vacations. I'm also I'm also joined with today's jam-packed presentation from my good friend Wade Menard from Princess Cruises. Welcome, Wade.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Andrew.
Well, Wade, hey, before we can get started, can you give us a taste of what's coming up this evening?
Well, we've got this amazing thing coming up called the 3-day sale. I'm sure a lot of your clients are looking forward to it. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of what's happening at Princess, who we are as a brand in case there's people that are new to us and they're not familiar with our brand. Then we're going to go into the great round the world tour of very fast itineraries. And then we're going to get into that fantastic offer that is exclusive to Expedia Cruises.
You've given me goosebumps because I look forward to the 3-day sale. Here it is. Look at that, folks. 3-day sale's coming up. Mark your calendars. Reach out to your travel consultants. I love it. Hey, but before we begin, I just wanted to let our viewers know that Expedia Cruises has had for many years, Wade, I might say a decade or two, of a very special relationship with Princess Cruises as a top account. And with that comes some special perks, which you're going to go over a little bit later on. But be sure, those that are listening and watching today, be sure to leverage our trained and certified travel consultants. As we are here, we're a full service agency. So if you can think it, we can do it. Without further ado, I'm going to welcome Wade on.
Well, thank you so much, Andrew. It's absolutely my pleasure to be here. I love working with Expedia Cruises. They are our #1 partner in Canada. There is nobody that sells more Princess Cruises than Expedia. And because of that, they get some phenomenal buying power. They've already blocked their group space well into 2023. And with those early blockings of space, they get the best rates, the best group perks for you, and of course, some of the best prices in the industry. Because we have been in this long-standing relationship with them, we are able to give them the 3-day sale exclusive that you can't find through Princess directly or through any other travel provider. So let's get right into this today. I've got a lot of information to cover. I want to show you a little bit about who Princess is before we get into these great itineraries that I want to share. So when we talk about food, let's face facts. Anybody that's been on a cruise before knows that food is one of the biggest issues when it comes to a vacation, especially a cruise. And at Princess, we like to say our food is designed for fresh. Now, when we say our food is designed for fresh, we truly mean it. Breads are baked every 24/7, every 15 minutes. Sauces are made from scratch using the finest ingredients. Steaks are aged and hand cut on board the ship. And homemade ice cream is made daily. It's the heart and soul of our cuisine, and we know you'll taste it with every single bite. To keep you busy and entertained during the evening hours, we have some great entertainment available for you, providing my screen will change. There we go. I hate technology sometimes. We've got great entertainment on board our ships, and new Broadway musical shows are coming on board all the time. We still have our great partnership with Stephen Schwartz, who is the most acclaimed Broadway producer. You may recognize him from such shows as Pippin, Godspell, and most recently Wicked. He's won Academy Awards, Tony Awards, Emmy Awards. He is just packed full of great things to put on stage, this gentleman, and he's given us some great shows. On top of that, we have many other Broadway shows coming in that are not by Stephen Schwartz. We have our Love Boat Disco Deck Party, of course, The Voice of the Ocean. So much entertainment on board that we know you'll never be bored. In fact, we invite you to live it up with the festivals of the world. Experience grand traditions and colorful cultures with our festivals of the world and celebrations of cruise ship activities. Depending on where you are, you're going to get a different festival of the world every time you sail, depending on the geographic location that you're at, but you're in for some great activities on board. You'll never be bored. We have wonderful food and cooking demonstrations sourced locally from the geographic area that we're at. We'll teach you how to play the steel drum bands in the Caribbean. Perhaps we'll show you all about nature and wildlife in Alaska. So much to see and do on board that we're really, really thrilled to be able to present these great options for you, either in the evenings or in between ports. Now, sailing on Princess is like hitting the reset button. It means letting go of the work week and reconnecting with yourself and the ones you love. Only Princess Cruises prioritizes the rejuvenating and revitalizing experience that is being at sea. We strip away the stresses of the world with a warm and welcoming service that takes care of your every need. Princess Cruises has become a great family cruise line. Now, I'm not suggesting that we have swarms and swarms of children on board our ships. That's not the case. But what we're noticing is a larger interest in multi-generational families, simply because Princess is appealable, is that a word? Appealing to so many different age groups. So it really is the perfect brand for everybody in your family. On board, we have family movie nights, production shows. We also have stargazing at sea, powered by Discovery at Sea. We have family fun fairs, enjoy a lively themed carnival in the piazza, featuring mascots, face painting, balloon animals, magicians, and even entertainers. We also have family dance parties and other activities to keep the entire family engaged together when they are sailing with us. In partnership with Discovery Communications, Princess has developed engaging new youth programs and wonder-filled centers designed for cruisers aged 3 through 17. These are places for young explorers to learn all about the world and discover their new interests while making new friends at sea. Now, let's be honest. No cruise line can really own a destination, but Princess calls itself the destination leader. The truth is that many cruises sail to the same places that we do, but what really separates Princess from the other cruise brands out there is how we immerse our guests in the destination, and nobody does it better than us. And this is why we are known as the destination leaders. Our itineraries are carefully handcrafted for maximum enjoyment. We simply don't throw darts at a world map and say we're going to go from this port to that port. What we do is we look at events that are going to be happening in the world, whether it's a festival, a religious experience, maybe the military tattoo, for example, in Edinburgh, and we build our itineraries around this so that our customers can explore things that they may not even know about as North Americans, let alone have the opportunity to see it without going on a Princess cruise. We also carefully balance experiences with sea days so that our clients can relax, enjoy, recharge their batteries, and enjoy those ship days as well. The one thing that really separates us from all the other great cruise brands out there is the Princess Medallion class experience. We are the only cruise line that has this technology, and we're so thrilled to share it with you and can't wait for you to get on board one of our ships to experience this in the very near future. The Reader's Choice Awards and Cruise Porthole magazine recently awarded us the best technology on any ship. This is all because of Ocean Medallion. Now, I'll be honest with you, when we developed this technology, we meant to take an already great Princess experience and just heighten that level of specialness to make it even greater for our clients. Little did we know there'd be so many fantastic things that would make us the safest brand when we return to sea. So let's look a little deeper at what Ocean Medallion can do for you. Some of it's very basic, like truly touchless embarkation. Prior to leaving now, you're going to upload a picture of, which is going to be your security photo. You're going to upload a picture of your passport. And when you arrive at the pier, all you have to do is walk over a mat, which reads your Ocean Medallion and tells us we have all the pre-documentation that we need, and you literally walk on board the ship. We're going to have staggered embarkations, meaning we're going to ask you to arrive at a specific time. Of course, our elite and our platinum guests are welcome to join us whenever they like. However, everybody else on the ship is going to be assigned a time. Now, we ask you to strictly abide by this simply because this is going to keep crowds down in the terminals so that we don't ever have to worry about getting too many people together in the same room at the same time. But all you do is grab your medallion, walk across our mat, and you're on board that beautiful ship. Now, once you get on, we're going to have a keyless entry to your stateroom. This doesn't seem like a big deal, but you'll understand why that first morning when you go to the buffet to get a huge plate of donuts and 2 cups of coffee. I always love when I see this picture, I laugh my guts out. 2 cups of coffee and enough donuts to feed 10 people. That's my way to cruise. I gotta love this person. Another great feature of Ocean Medallion is the ability to find your way around the ship. And we call this Ocean Compass or wayfinding. So say you're on your ship, they're the size of a football field, and all you want to do is find the nearest washroom. Simply touch this into your personal device, your cell phone, your iPad, or any of the screens around the ship, and you will be guided by a marked path to that nearest washroom. You can use this for any situation on our ship, whether you need to find a specialty dining venue, maybe you just need to find your cabin. All of this is really super easy with wayfinding on board the ship. Another great feature of this is that there is a GPS tracking device in each and every ocean medallion, so you know where everyone in your traveling party is at the glimpse of your phone. So you know that one of your children is on the basketball court, the other one is in the children's club. Very easy to keep track of everybody in your team. And don't forget that if you're over the age of 21, you can shut that feature off so that your husband doesn't know you're in the jewelry store or your wife doesn't know you're in the casino. Another great feature of this new Ocean Medallion is Journey View. Now, this is an interactive itinerary planner. You'll get this on your cell phone many, many months before you even sail, but of course it's available for you to use on board the ships. This is primarily going to replace our paper-written Princess Patter. Through this interactive itinerary planner, you can see hour by hour and day by day what's happening on the ship, so that you can make sure you never miss a thing and get the most out of your vacation. But don't worry, if you don't want to use this technology, just let your room steward know and we'll still deliver a written Princess Patter to your stateroom every day for you to use. Of course, to power this great technology, we had to implement the fastest Wi-Fi at sea. And without doubt, I can clarify that it certainly is. It's faster than my home office, even faster than my home. It's so great. Your family and friends will be able to use FaceTime to connect with people back home. They'll be able to stream Netflix and movies on board the ship. Absolutely anything that they use their personal device for, just like as if they were at home. There is no buffering, no slowing down. It's just a truly great experience. As well, if you get our Princess Plus package and you get the unlimited Wi-Fi, you log in at the very beginning of the cruise and you never have to log out until you leave the ship. It's so simple. There is no worry about losing your minutes because you forget to log out. It's just seamless and the fastest internet at sea, and we're really, really proud to have that on board all of our Princess ships. There's also gaming available for all ages, whether you're a 5-year-old or an 80-year-old. Games are designed to suit your needs. Even for adult travelers, you can actually gamble through your personal device or your stateroom television or any of the monitors throughout the ship. It's actually quite fun. As well, some of you might be familiar with our Movies Under the Stars. This is a huge drive-in style movie screen located in the center of the ship above our swimming pool. We do have video games available on here where all of our guests can play using their device as a remote control. So lots of fun to be had on the ships. My favorite one is, of course, Ocean Now, and we will deliver whatever you want, whenever you want it. This is just spectacular. Remember the old days of cruising? You were laying by the pool, all suntan lotioned up, maybe kind of greasy and oiled up. And suddenly it was like lunchtime, everybody's hungry, you got to towel off, you got to pack up everything you have and move into the restaurants or the buffet for lunch. No longer do you have to do that. You certainly can if you wish. However, with one touch of your personal device and Ocean Medallion, or asking any of our helpful crew members, you can have delivered anything from our dining room menu, anything from the buffet, and anything from our room service menu delivered to you wherever you are on the ship. It's absolutely seamless and it's a great product. Even at nighttime, if you want to sit outside on your balcony or perhaps outside by the pool and watch a great movie, you can order anything off our dining room menu and we will deliver that to you wherever you are on the ship. So great enhancements with Ocean Medallion. But the best one we're really excited to share with you, and it's relatively new, is Dine My Way. So with this, you will be able to select dining times for main dining rooms and also for our specialty dining restaurants. You can change restaurants or times and reservations as needed. It's completely flexible, so you can even do this on board. Say before you leave home, you ask for a table for 2 every night at 7 o'clock. When you get on board, 7 o'clock doesn't work for you. You can either change it for the entire cruise or just for one night at a time. Perhaps you're going to meet friends that you want to travel with and have dinner with. You can certainly change dining schedules to accommodate all the people. It's just a seamless product. In fact, you can even share dietary requirements and preferences with us. Tell us you're allergic to shellfish, so we'll make sure we keep them away from your table. Perhaps you'd like your table for 2 next to the window. We can even accommodate that for you. So it's going to be a really fantastic change to our regular dining program. If you're staying in a suite or club class, there's no need to make reservations because we will have a separate dining room available for you that you can eat whenever and with whomever you like. Happy to say that every one of our 15 ships will be Ocean Medallion class when we return to service. And as many of you may know, Majestic Princess sailed on Sunday from Seattle to Alaska. People are raving about the new dining, all of the Medallion class features. We're super excited about that. So no matter where you sail with us in the future, you are going to get this great new technology. Now remember, if you don't have a cell phone, you don't want to take your cell phone with you, you just don't understand technology, this is not a problem. Just travel the way you always did and the technology will unfold around you. All you need to do is ask one of our friendly crew members and they can make all of these arrangements for you. Very, very simple. So let's get into a short turn around the world. As mentioned earlier, we are known as the destination leaders. We service over 100 countries, over 170 different unique itineraries, and over 380 ports of call. That is a lot of destinations and a lot of itineraries to go over in the time that we have allotted today. So I'm not going to go over all of them, but what I'm going to do is share a few of the highlights which really sell well for our customers. Therefore, we know it's something that you're interested in, and also a few of my personal favorites in the deck tonight. So let's start off with Alaska. When it comes to Alaska, nobody does it better than Princess Cruises, and the proof is in the pudding. We are actually the #1 cruise line in the world for Alaska, voted for Travel Weekly 16 years in a row. And something that I just am so proud of, for 19 straight years in a row, our travel advisor community has rated us the #1 brand to sail to Alaska. So here's how you can see Alaska with Princess Cruises, 3 different ways. We offer round-trip cruises. These are called Inside Passage cruises, and they sail from Vancouver to Alaska and round-trip, or from Seattle round-trip. If you're liking to see more of Alaska, we offer you to take the Voyage of the Glaciers cruises, which are one-way adventures all the way from Vancouver to the port of Whittier. And if you really want to see the inland and heart of Alaska, we suggest you take a cruise tour, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the presentation. So if we look at our Voyage of the Glaciers, these are 7 days sailing between Vancouver and Whittier, Anchorage, or also southbound from Anchorage back down to Vancouver. The reason this is so exciting is it gives you 2 glacier viewing opportunities, and every single one of these itineraries includes a tour of Glacier Bay National Park and Hubbard Glacier or College Fjord. There's more Inside Passage cruising, more time to sail through the Gulf of Alaska. I just want to show you this map of Alaska. You can see the blue itinerary is an Inside Passage cruise, and it can only go as far as Skagway before the ship must return and head back down to Vancouver or Seattle to meet the 7-day deadline. Whereas if we do 7 days fully north on that Voyage of the Glaciers, we are sailing, as you can see, a full 400 nautical miles from Skagway all the way up to Whittier, which gives you that opportunity to see College Fjord or Hubbard Glacier. And one of the main reasons people go to Alaska with us is to see those glaciers. Now, here's a couple of itineraries that I picked out just because they're new, and I think these are really spectacular. This one is on the Majestic Princess sailing on September 10th, 2022. That is a Saturday departure, sails from Vancouver round trip, giving you those great ports of Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway. You'll see Glacier Bay National Park, Icy Strait Point, Hubbard Glacier, and then 2 wonderful sea days to relax on your return sail into Vancouver. This one is my absolute favorite for 2022, sailing twice, once on May 2nd and once on September 14th, 12 full days. These types of itineraries I haven't seen at Princess in the last 13 years, so I'm really excited to share those with you. Now, if you're really interested in seeing the heart of Alaska, and we feel the best way to see Alaska is with one of our cruise tours, and that is a 7-day journey on the ship, a 500-mile trek on train inland, and also staying at one of our Princess-owned and operated wilderness lodges. So we have a direct to the wilderness rail experience. What you're looking at in the center of your screen is the port of Whittier. You literally get off the ship, take your carry-on luggage with you to the train. We transport everything else for you, and you're in Denali the very same day. You're traveling on open air glass dome rail cars, which give you spectacular views. There's open air platforms to go out and get fresh air, get the perfect picture. There's dining cars and even pub style dining upstairs in the dome car. You'll be staying at one of our 5 wonderful wilderness lodges, again, owned and operated by Princess. So you know you're getting the same quality and service you would on one of our ships. I just want to point this out. There are so many cruise tours in our lineup. This is the best of the best. If you're looking for the cream of the crop, this one is 10 nights on land. You're going to spend 2 nights at each and every one of our lodges. It's fully escorted. The meals are included. You're going to get a tundra wilderness tour, the sternwheel riverboat in Fairbanks, Gold Dredge tour. It's just a spectacular tour, 17 nights in total. And the best bang for your buck if you want to see all of Alaska and really see all of that great, great land. Now, people always ask me when it comes to Alaska, when is the best time to go? And honestly, it depends on what you're looking to see and what you want to get out of your vacation. If you want to see wildlife, the absolute best time to go is in May and June. July through September, it tends to get too warm for the animals, and they tend to hide during the day when there's sunlight out, just to try and keep cool. If you're interested in salmon fishing, June and July is the best time. Whale watching is July. We've got Land of the Midnight Sun happening in June and July. And of course, the shoulder periods where you're going to get the lowest prices are in May or September. Also want to point out in May, if you're going, there's less children on board the ships because they haven't got out of school yet. And also you have great opportunities to see more ice flow in the oceans around the ship, simply because it hasn't warmed up enough yet to melt those great pieces of ice. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight on Alaska. Let's move into something a little bit warmer and a little bit more fun, which of course is the Caribbean. Now, Princess offers year-round sailings from Fort Lauderdale. We offer top-rate beaches, snorkeling, water sports, Mayan history, colorful islands, and incredible culture. So here's a very boring map of the Caribbean. This is all of those beautiful little Caribbean islands put together, and this is where Princess Cruises sails to. So you can see that the red is the Western Caribbean, the purple is Eastern Caribbean. Sorry, I've got that mixed around. The purple is Western Caribbean, red is Eastern Caribbean, and green is Southern Caribbean, each with their own charms and reason for going. So here's one of our best loved itineraries in the Eastern Caribbean. This is a great day because you have a full day stay at Princess Keys, our private island in Bahamas. We take all the food off the ship and ship it on to the shore. We have a great beach picnic for you. There's a wonderful day of water sports and beach activities. And great to know that your Princess Plus medallion package does include your beverage package on Princess Keys. You'll be able to include some great shopping in St. Thomas and St. Martin. And one of my beautiful places that I love to show is, of course, Megan's Bay, located just outside of St. Thomas. In the Western Caribbean, here's one of our most popular itineraries. People usually gravitate to the Western itineraries when they're looking to see those ancient Mayan ruins in Mexico. So that's a fantastic opportunity. Here we have Tulum, El Castillo from Cozumel that you can go on a great shore excursion and see these old ancient ruins from Mexico. Down into the Southern Caribbean, this is known as the Spice Islands. You're gonna have fun shopping down here in Grenada and all of these great cities to grab your spices, get some of those fresh nutmegs and all of those wonderful things that are grown down there. And of course, experience some World UNESCO heritage sites, such as the beautiful island of Curacao. Moving farther south into the Panama Canal, Princess is the #1 brand down there. We take more people to the Panama Canal than any other cruise brand. And we do have 2 really exciting options for you when it comes to the Panama. The first one, of course, is our 10-day round trip sailing from Fort Lauderdale. Now, the easiest way to describe this is that it's basically a 10-day Caribbean cruise with some incredible ports of call. The highlight, of course, though, is that you're going to go into the first set of locks and anchor into Gatun Lake. So you'll go into Gatun locks, anchor in Gatun Lake. You can either stay on the ship for the day, or you can get off and do some incredible shore excursions. You can get on a smaller boat and transit all the way through the Panama Canal. You can go to the Embera indigenous tribes, learn how they live in the jungles of Panama. There's so much to see and do here. So your day in Gatun Lake will not be wasted by any stretch of the means. If you're looking for the full bang for your buck, We call this ocean to ocean. This is 15 days sailing between Fort Lauderdale and Los Angeles or San Francisco, and gives you the full transit through the locks. Now, this is a full day. You'll enter at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and you won't get out of the canal on the other side until about 6 o'clock in the evening. And it is one of those truly engineering marvels that you really have to see to believe. Around you is steamy jungles and villages to pass along the way. The highlights, though, are the locks. And just a note of preference, if you have one, Princess sails through the original locks, the old locks, and we also have ships sailing through the new locks. So it's completely up to you. However, I will tell you that our customers tend to prefer the old locks. And this is because in the old locks, there's a locomotive style thing that attaches to the ship and moves very tightly beside the ship. Now, it doesn't pull the ship through the canal, but what it does, it has very taut wires on either side, and it stops the ship from scraping on the canal walls. With the new locks, it's all computerized and done via computer, so you miss that sort of authenticity of the mules taking you through the canals. Now, don't forget, if you are going on a Panama Canal cruise, please do not forget to book the Sloth Sanctuary in Limon, Costa Rica. This is an exclusive to Princess Cruises. We are the only cruise brand that can take you there. This is powered by Discovery. And you will spend the day enjoying and learning about these very slow moving creatures. And I guarantee you will fall in love with them by the time you leave the sanctuary. Something really great and unique to do when you're down in that part of the world. Up in Canada, New England, we've got some great itineraries for our guests as well. This itinerary is all about the fall colors, the changing of the leaves that many of us don't really see on the West Coast because we've got deciduous rainforest trees. But out there, they've got all those wonderful trees that change color. You'll learn all about the history, both in Canada and the United States. So much to see here, whether it's Peggy's Cove, enjoy some great lobster rolls. You'll see the Boston, the Newport Mansions just outside of Boston. Incredible scenery in this part of the world as well. You'll be able to tour Acadia National Park at Bar Harbor. And we are very proud to offer you either 7 days round trip from New York City or a full more experience that's 10 days between New York and Quebec. We also offer a couple of 13 and 14-day journeys between Fort Lauderdale and Quebec City, and every one of those does include an overnight in Quebec for you to truly savor the feeling and the French-Canadian atmosphere that is Old Quebec City. In addition to Canada and New England, we have some great itineraries that I wanted to bring to your attention. These are 16 days in length, round trip from New York, and they sail up to Greenland, 3 different ports in Greenland. And we know that that's a very popular destination for so many of our guests. So I really wanted to point those out to you. There is only one sailing in August 15th of 2022 and August 14th of 2023. So if you are interested in that, grab those quickly. One-of-a-kind sailings tend to really, really sell out quickly with us. Now, a favorite on the West Coast for Canadians is the beautiful, beautiful area of Hawaii. We do offer round trip cruises here from Vancouver, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. You'll be able to explore all the nature and beauty, sights, and beautiful smells of the islands. And you'll be able to experience the most popular islands, of course, including Kauai, Maui, Oahu, and the Big Island of Hawaii. So great opportunities here. We have longer sea days on this itineraries for you to truly relax and unwind, enjoy those sea days and enjoy the ship. It's a great, great entertainment and a great spectacular itinerary for you to choose. And this one, I really want to bring to your attention as well. No airfare if you live in the Vancouver Lower Mainland. The Crown Princess will be sailing on 18th of October 2022, 15 days round trip from Vancouver. So that's going to be fun. Now, when you look at our Hawaii product, our Hawaii cruises have several days at sea, and we are making Hawaii almost as exciting as the actual journey to get there. We do this through the Aloha Spirit program. We started this enrichment program nearly 10 years ago, and it offers an array of Hawaiian-themed activities on board. For example, you can weave a flower lei, learn to play a ukulele, see folkloric performances, even enjoy our King Kamehameha Festival. Learn the art of sarong tying and indulge in some of the fascinating food like kalua duck and roasted pineapple rum. You're going to love all the entertainment and all the special Hawaiian food boarded specifically for these great itineraries. Moving down into Mexico, somewhere that is extremely special to Princess Cruises, because this is where we started it all in 1965 on a chartered CP ferry. How exciting is that? Did you know at the time there was no such thing as the Mexican Riviera? We launched and we were trying to get customers to come to Mexico, and we tried to make it sound more appealing, more exciting. So Princess actually coined the phrase Mexican Riviera, and it stands to this day. So we're really excited about these. 95% of the time, you're going to get sunshine down here, great food, great entertainment. The people are so friendly, lots of lively culture, handicrafts, so much to see and do here. And of course, these do run round trip out of San Francisco or Los Angeles all year long. So 7 days round trip out of Los Angeles, 10 days out of San Francisco. We also have a really exciting 10-day Baja Peninsula and Sea of Cortez operating round trip out of Los Angeles. Great opportunities there for sun and relaxation. California coast is another fantastic area of the world for us. Princess Cruises is located in Los Angeles, California. We are truly the West Coast brand, and we offer more West Coast cruises than any other cruise brand out there. So we specialize in wine country and eclectic cuisine cruises. We also offer cruises where we highlight marine life and activities. And we also have city center ports of call. So it's really easy to get to the top attractions and sites. One of them that I really want to showcase for you, sorry, that's the next slide. We've got 4 to 7 days sailing out of Los Angeles or San Francisco, and we do have late night stays in San Francisco or San Diego on some of these itineraries. But here's the one I really want to showcase for you. This is 10 days sailing round trip out of Vancouver, again in our beautiful Crown Princess. She'll be sailing on September 22nd, 2022, 10 days to all these fantastic ports with late night stays in San Francisco and Santa Barbara, returning back to Vancouver, so no airfare involved, probably for most of you, or just a short jaunt for some of you on the presentation today. So let's move from the West Coast up to one of my favorite areas of the world, this of course being Europe. So this is really an exciting part of the world for us. We keep winning awards here for the best itineraries. We showcase the islands and the cities in Europe so very well. We specialize in history, art, and architecture. You may know that the Princess true traveler is called a meaningful traveler, and they don't want to just travel, they also want to learn something. And this is why Europe is so fantastic for these customers. So let's dive in and look a little bit deeper into this wonderful continent of Europe. These are the Princess departure points. So we sail from Athens, Rome, Barcelona, London, Paris, Copenhagen, Berlin. Great departure points so that you can book pre or post adventures in these cities to have even more excitement to your vacation. So this is where we travel from. Look at the places we go. It's amazing when I see this slide because it really demonstrates that Princess has Europe covered. It's a really exciting area of the world for us. So let's move in and look at each individual area of Europe in a little bit more detail. So the Mediterranean, this is Spain, France, Italy, Greece, Croatia, Monte Carlo, and even Israel. We have the best places lined up for you to visit in our Mediterranean lineups, and you can choose an array of 7, 14, or 21-day voyages. And this is why I really love our lineup in the Med for 2022 and 23. It's so special. We used to have 10 or 12-day cruises through this area of the world. And what we've done now is broken it down into 7-day segments. We understand that not everybody's got the same amount of vacation time or really wants to be away for that time period. So you can now customize your tour with whatever length of journey you would like. You can book 7 days from Athens to Rome, continue from another 7 days from Rome to Barcelona, and another 7 days from Barcelona back to Athens. So here's the full itinerary of 21 days sailing round trips out of Athens. It is a phenomenal tour that gives you all of those exciting bucket list cities in Europe that no doubt you've always wanted to see. Excuse me. Perhaps you've read about them in a book or seen them in a movie and you've always wanted to go. Princess can take you there on these great itineraries. Now, I want to point out the bottom bullet point there, 14-day sailings that include late nights in Jerusalem and Galilee, Nazareth. These are very important if you're interested in touring the Holy Lands. We only do 2 of these a year, They are in late October and early November of 2022 and 2023. And it's on the Island Princess, one of our smaller ships. Because there's only 2 of them, it's a smaller ship, they sell out very quickly. Now you'll want to go on this because we have a very exciting overnight shore excursion that takes you into the Holy Lands. You'll get off in Jerusalem, get back on in Galilee, and you're going to be able to go down to the Jordan River, see where Jesus was baptized, see all of those ancient religious sites. And it truly is breathtaking to see Bethlehem, to see all of this, and then get back on the ship and go back into the beautiful Mediterranean. So ask your Expedia consultant about that, because those are fantastic journeys that I don't want you to miss out on. Now, people always ask me what my favorite destination is in the world and the favorite itinerary. Hands down, Scandinavia and Russia. I absolutely love this part of the world. There is so much to see and do in this part. There is so much culture and history to be learned, and just so much incredible sightseeing. We do offer round trips out of London or out of Copenhagen, either 7 or 14 days, depending on your preference in there. All of our itineraries into this part of the world do include an overnight in St. Petersburg. That is a fantastic adventure. St. Petersburg is the crown jewel of this itinerary. And if you choose to do the Princess Shore excursions with us, we will pay for your Russian visa, which saves you a lot of money. And I have to put a plug in here for that Princess Shore excursion. We have some phenomenal activities for you in St. Petersburg. The best one is called the Ultimate St. Petersburg. It is 2 full days. The first day you are off the ship at 7 a.m. and don't get back till 9 a.m. The second day you leave at 7 a.m. and you're back at about 5. You are exhausted, don't get me wrong, but you are going to see everything that there is to see in the beautiful city of St. Petersburg that you would not be able to see if you were on your own. The reason for this is because we powered with Discovery Network, and we've got some amazing opportunities for you. We have early admission. Imagine the Hermitage, the royal family's winter palace, which is a work of art itself, just to see the beauty of that palace. But it's also one of the best art galleries in the world today. And we actually take you in there an hour and a half before it opens to the public. That doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you get out and see the crowds waiting to get in, and also when you think about summers in Russia, it gets very, very warm, and these old palaces, of course, don't have air conditioning, so they get very warm. Getting in first thing in the morning before it opens is a real treat. As well, we can take you to the front of the line. Now, this is very important. We're going to take you to the front of the lineup at Peterhof. Even if you're in Rome, we're going to take you to the front of the lineup at the Sistine Chapel and the Vatican Museum. Imagine that. There's a 6 to 7 hour lineup just to get in. And we'll take you to the front of the lineup because at Princess, we really want you to spend your vacation seeing this great stuff, not standing in line waiting to see it. So great opportunities. And here's a little insider tip for you. Book your shore excursions early. Just like everything else in life, supply and demand drives the price up the closer we get to the departure point. Now remember, they are fully refundable up to 24 hours before the actual itinerary begins. Not the cruise itinerary, but the shore excursion. So no worry about buying them and changing your mind. At least secure them. A lot of the good ones sell out early. And again, they do get more expensive the closer we get in. Also in St. Petersburg, we're going to take you to Peterhof Palace. This was built by Peter the Great to show off to his rival, Louis XIV of France, who had recently just built the Versailles Palace. Now it's a lavish, opulent interior tour. You're going to be filled with oohs and ahs, but the real highlight of this is coming out to the grounds and seeing the spectacular grounds and the gardens, and it's just massive, it's huge. And of course, the highlight for so many people is these beautiful fountains. Now, there is no electricity, especially when they built it, and there is no electricity there now. It is powered simply by gravity, by a very high up lake up in the hills, and the water flows down through gravity and is forced through narrow pipes, which causes the fountains to spray up in the air. Absolutely spectacular day at Peterhof. You're going to love that one, rivaled only by Catherine's Palace. Now, Catherine the Great was the richest woman in the world. She wasn't even Russian. She married into the Russian royal family and then murdered her husband to take power. What a lady, eh? And she was so wealthy that she never carried cash. She carried loose diamonds in a black velvet pouch, and anything she needed to buy, she simply bought with diamonds. This palace was her summer cottage, and it was built to show off. You can see her ballroom on the left-hand side, very opulent and just waiting for guests to arrive and dance into the wee hours of the morning. On the right-hand side, you'll see an amber room completely made of amber. The floor, the tiles, the panels on the walls, the ceiling, the picture frames, everything in here is made of amber. Now, kind of an interesting point about this palace is that it was bombed to the ground and burned completely in World War II. And the Russian state government has committed to restoring it to its former glory. And it absolutely is beautiful to see. Another thing I just want to tell you about Catherine the Great, she loved to party so much that when she left her winter home and came to her cottage for the summer, she had a procession of carriages carrying all of her jewels, her courtiers, her dresses, her shoes. When she died, she apparently had 10,000 dresses in her closet, most of which were only worn once because she wouldn't be seen in the same dress twice. So when she left the Hermitage, the first carriage, it arrived at her palace 16 kilometers away. The last carriage hadn't even left the Hermitage yet. That'll show you all of the wealth she carried with her. Moving on to another great area of Scandinavia and Russia is Iceland. No pun intended, but Iceland is one of the hottest destinations for travel on the planet. And I really wanted to highlight this itinerary for you because it's 30 days sailing round trip from London, June 29th or August 28th, 2022 on the Island Princess, gives you all of Scandinavia and Russia, plus a side trip into the wonderful area of Iceland. Here's another one that I want to show you, Iceland, Norway, and the Baltic Medley. So again, getting all of those great itineraries through the Baltic states, as well as going into Iceland and Norway. This is a one of a kind, June 25th, on 28 days on the Sky Princess, our brand new ship, sailing round trip from London. Speaking of London, let's go into the British Isles. This is an itinerary that's just captivated the hearts of so many people. We like to say it's our greenest itinerary ever. And this one sails 8 to 14 days round trip from the great city of London, and its port, of course, of Dover. Now here you're going to be able to see all of these great sites, including Edinburgh, which is a fascinating place, Belfast, that has some of the greatest museums and history available there for you to see, including the Titanic Museum. You're going to be able to go into Paris from the beautiful port of Le Havre, and you'll also see Liverpool and Inverness. So many different itineraries here, and it really, truly is a spectacular place to visit. So hopefully if that's on your bucket list, this one will be something you'll look at for the 3-day sail. Moving into the more calm, serene area of Europe, we always say the Mediterranean, Greek Isles, all of that is just hustle and bustle. The Norwegian fjords are very calming and very serene. So our guests that have sailed with us to Australia and New Zealand and have experienced the Australian Fiordlands National Park, they tell us that the Norwegian fjords are even more spectacular, better scenery, better things to see here. And we have some great itineraries for you here as well. Did you know that you can barely see this line right at the top of your screen here, the Arctic Circle? After the summer solstice ends, we have one cruise that sails up past this, so far north. The cruise is actually entitled In Search of the Northern Lights. Now, we can't guarantee you're going to see them, but being this far north, the best chance you have is to be on our ship to see that. We also have 2 cruises that are going to explore the land of the midnight sun, going past the Arctic Circle and into that land of the midnight sun where it never gets dark. So let's have a quick look at our exotic lineup. Australia. All I can say about Australia, folks, is this is our #1 bestseller. It sells out like hotcakes. If you're interested in this, please don't hesitate. Grab these itineraries very, very quickly. Don't forget, we're in competition with all the Aussies for these itineraries as well. But we do offer 6 ships home ported in Australia, over 80 destinations, anywhere from 5 to 28 days. Any cruise that sails from Australia to New Zealand includes a full day sailing through Fiordlands National Park. Absolutely spectacular and lots to see and do. Now this screen I'm so excited to share with you because all of these sailings are involving Vancouver. So we're sailing Vancouver to Auckland or Sydney on September 20th, 2022 on the Majestic Princess. We've also got Vancouver to Auckland or Sydney on the 26th of September aboard the Grand Princess. And those ships will reposition back to Vancouver for Alaska in 2023, departing Sydney on April 4th. or March 31st. So those are always big sellers for us. It's always amazing to arrive after a long journey into your hometown versus flying, another 18 hours to get here. So have a look at those. They're of great interest to so many of our guests. In Japan, we continue to be a force with more Japan itineraries than any other cruise line, and we give our guests the chance to be part of the region's grand festivals, the spring flower shows, and all of the fall foliage season. Look for our festival sailings that offer incredible pageants and rarely seen by North Americans. Into Asia, we are so excited to be returning to this part of the world. We have spectacular itineraries round trip from Singapore, exploring the floating markets, bustling cities, and ancient UNESCO heritage sites such as Angkor Wat. You'll explore Malaysia, you'll explore Indonesia, also Thailand and Vietnam. Incredible, incredible itineraries for you to choose from in this part of the world. Another big seller for us is South America, sailing 14 to 34 days from Buenos Aires, Santiago, or Los Angeles. Of course, the most popular itinerary we have is 14 days from Buenos Aires to Santiago, or vice versa. And if you're going all the way down here, make sure that you do not miss out on an opportunity to go to Machu Picchu or Iguazu Falls. There are just so many great, great things to see down there. Now, I want to really talk about cruise tours. That's the end of my world tour for you. And I know it was very short, but there are so many itineraries. You'll have to turn to the great consultants at Expedia Cruises who will help you find the perfect itinerary for you. But I want to put this bug in your ear. Most of our guests don't know that we really do cruise tours, other than maybe Alaska. And I just want to tell you, we have these all over the world. In South America, we can take you to Brazil, Sugarloaf Mountain. You can see Christ the Redeemer statue, have a day on Copacabana Beach, and then experience Iguazu Falls. You can have cruise tours in Japan. In Asia, you can go see Angkor Wat. And Canada, New England. You can see the American side or Canadian side. And there's a brand new one this year that's in Greece. And that's that picture down in the middle of your screen. And this is called Metoria. These are Greek religious monasteries that are perched high above on seemingly floating cliffs. It's absolutely amazing. The one I really want to highlight is that bottom left picture of Venice. Because of Venice's moratorium on ships, we are no longer allowed to sail into Venice, but yet it is still one of the most sought after places in our cruise tour lineup. So with this cruise tour, you can book anything sailing out of Rome and start your journey with us in Venice. Have a walking tour through St. Mark's Square, see the Doge's Palace and the beautiful Basilica. You're going to go down to Florence and see the statue of David, absolutely awe-inspiring, standing in front of him, as well as the beautiful domed cathedral, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and then we'll take you down to Rome to board your ship for your great Mediterranean cruise. So don't forget to ask your Expedia consultant about adding a cruise tour to your already fantastic cruise. So let's look at some of the value that we're offering for this year's 3-day sale. Of course, the Princess Plus program is our biggest and best sale offer ever. Now, this is not, it's an evergreen promotion, meaning it will always be with us. You can either book our Princess Saver Fares if you're not interested in any perks and you just want the rock bottom lowest prices. That's our Princess Saver Fares. If you're looking for all these perks for just $40 per person per day, you are getting $95 in value. This gives you the premier beverage package. Your drinks are paid for. You get unlimited Wi-Fi, that incredible ocean medallion net that I talked about earlier. And also your gratuities are paid, which we now call daily crew incentives. So that's tremendous value right there. Let's look at the actual 3-day sale offer though, because it truly is phenomenal. So you must book between August 19th and 21st. Please don't wait till those 3 days to actually contact your consultant. They are so busy, they're doing the groundwork now, and that's why we're hosting these presentations so far in advance of the sale. The consultants will register you, they will make sure they have the perfect itinerary for you, and during the sale, they will actually make the reservation and get the very best pricing they can for you. So you're going to get the Princess Plus perks. That means your beverage package, the Wi-Fi, the crew incentives, plus up to $700 US onboard spending money, depending, of course, on the amount, the type of cabin that you booked, as well as the length of the journey. Now, Expedia Cruises offers you a reward points, and they also have a cruise sale on where you're getting a reduced deposit, $125 Canadian or $100 US, and up to $900 in savings on onboard shopping through our coupon book. But the real value of this sale comes when we look at all the layers. So let's have a look at this great chart that shows it all. If we start on the top bubble on the left-hand side, you're going to get the onboard credits, that up to $700 just for booking during the 3-day sale. You're going to get the value of our free beverage package, our unlimited Wi-Fi, as well as our crew incentive, the gratuities. Now, because Expedia has a cruise sale on board, you're going to get that reduced deposit as well as the coupon book. They have, as I mentioned, phenomenal buying power with us and have already blocked their group space well into 2023. Because of this, you're going to get group amenity fares, special rates that we offer only to Expedia, plus you're going to get extra onboard money that you can spend any way you like, which is a perk for booking into one of their group programs. You're going to be able to collect Expedia reward points. As Canadians, we love points, whether it's Shoppers Drug Mart or any other retail establishment, we love to collect those points, and Expedia can offer those to you that you can cash in for future travel. How great is that? As well, if you have a future cruise deposit with us, that will give you extra onboard credits. If you are a past passenger, a Captain Circle member with us, you're going to get up to $100 off just for being a past passenger. If you serve in the military or retired from the military, UK, American, or Canadian military, we are going to give you up to $250 US onboard spending money because we want to thank you for serving our countries. And say both spouses, both husband and wife are in the military, they would both get it. 2 people in a cabin can get it up to $500 US spending money. As well, if you were on, unfortunately, a cruise that we had to pause because of COVID, you've got future cruise credits that are going to be able to be applied for the balance of your payment. And if you are a Carnival shareholder, our parent company, Carnival Corporation, we're going to give you up to $250 more on board spending money just for being a shareholder with us. So I think you can see the incredible value of this sale. It always blows my mind every year because we don't do this with anyone else except Expedia, and it's always so much fun to be able to offer this exclusively to Expedia and their clients. Now I'm going to close my presentation today by asking you, where will you celebrate? Think about this. There were so many missed milestones during the COVID pandemic that we really need to celebrate. And Princess is the brand that brings family and friends together in one place. We are appealing to all age groups, and we bring them together to explore this great world that we live on. Whether it was your grandmother's 95th birthday, maybe somebody graduating from university or high school, or a celebration for a milestone birthday or an anniversary, all of this can be celebrated on a value-rich 3-day sail cruise with Princess. So the only thing left I have to ask you is, where will you be going next? Make sure you connect with your Expedia consultant very soon. They've got all the reference flyers with itineraries, all the information you need to do. They'll pre-register you, and then they will make sure that you get the very best value on the day of the sale. So with that, I'm going to turn this back over to Andrew, who's going to give you some more incredible information. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Wade. I have a friend, and she uses one word to summarize all this information. And it's just a fantastic word, and I think everybody listening will agree. Wowza.
Wowza. I like it.
Wowza. You have got everything going on here, which is phenomenal to see the commitment from Princess as we go into a new sailing season. And your consultants here are standing by to help you plan your next vacation. As Wade had mentioned, oh, Wade, by the way, you talk about trips, and I've been thinking about my next one. Have you started planning your next vacation?
Actually, I've had 4 or 5 canceled because of COVID. So you bet, I've got 3 cruises booked on the horizon. My first one is September 26th. So cross your fingers that it goes, but I'm going and I can't wait to get back on a ship.
I am there with you. My bags are packed. I've had to relearn how to pack like the military to get onto these ships again. But yes, I do have a couple trips, as many of us listening here today have got it. We do have a couple of questions coming in here, Wade. Wondering if we could take a moment to look at a few of them. Now, folks, if we don't get to your question, don't worry. We will take the information down here in the chat, and we will get back to you. This 3-day sale, it is an exclusive offer. What happens if I just book something, Wade?
What do you mean, like now?
Yeah, I just booked stay last week. I really wanted to commit. I wanted to get onto that sailing because it could have been like the last few cabins, or, it's a sailing that was selling out. What happens?
Well, you know what? You really have to value what's important to you and weigh that out. If the ship is almost selling out and you want to make sure you get what you get, I would say absolutely book it now. I mean, sad that you'll miss out on the onboard credit that is in conjunction with the 3-day sale, but best that you get what you're really dreaming about and what you really want. I will tell you folks that we've had 2 complete years of no sailing, and so 2022 is shaping up to be the best year in our company's history. We are selling faster than we ever have before, and things are selling quickly. Now, I don't want to discourage you from waiting to the 3-day sale either, because we've got brand new itineraries that are coming out just a couple of days before the sale goes on, and Expedia will have the first access to these new groups. And that, I'm talking, is Europe 2023, Japan, and Alaska 2023. So much stuff is available there for you. But if we're risking not getting it, I would say book it now. There's always the possibility that we could cancel it and rebook it during the 3-day sale if there's still space available, but book what you need. I'd rather see you get something than be disappointed.
That's right. Yeah. So your travel agent has given you the advice that's best for you in that scenario. And we know when ships are selling or filling quickly, if the popular sailings, and you've listed a number of them. So yeah, your travel agent will have weighed the pros and cons of booking now versus waiting and then having everybody book at the same time. This is a good question. It's maybe a little too far out, but will Princess be allowing passengers to disembark in Victoria on your last cruises next year?
I don't see why not. We always have in the past, so I don't see why not. The only thing you have to do for that is we have to get special permission from the Canadian government for customs reasons and all that. So if you want to get off in Victoria, this would be sailing round trip out of Seattle. You would have to let your Expedia consultant know. They fill out some paperwork with our head office. We clear it with Canada Customs, and then you are free to disembark. There's a little caveat there that if the weather conditions don't allow us to get into the Port of Victoria, you would still have to get off in Seattle. But it is possible for sure. Absolutely.
Perfect. Yeah. So speak with your travel consultant about that special request, and they will put it through the powers that be in making that submission on your behalf. Now, this next one coming up is not really a question for Princess, but I do want to touch base on it here. So I'll take this one, Wade. It talks about the mixed vaccinations component of that, and I just wanted to take a step back for everybody here. Yes, there is a mixed vaccination component that has come out from the US's Center for Disease Control, the CDC. So this is not a cruise line policy. It's not a cruise line rule. It's something from the CDC component of this. And so until the CDC makes those changes, certain types of vaccine mixing won't be allowed to enter into the United States, is basically what they're saying. So if you have 2 mRNA vaccines, a Pfizer and a Moderna, those are okay. But it's the moment you start mixing in the AstraZeneca, that is a different type of vaccine formula, which is where the barrier is. So it's more of a CDC than a Princess policy here.
Absolutely.
And, sorry. And as everything is, give it time, because things are changing and your travel consultants are trained. We stay up to date. We get the updates every week as to what's happening, and we're being trained continually through presentations.
Absolutely. And very important to know, Andrew, as well for our viewers at home, is these rules with the mixed vaccines is only applicable for our return to sailing voyages that are till the end of 2021. The CDC has not made any rulings. There are no policies in place for 2022. Unfortunately, our crystal ball broke about 18 months ago and we can't see the future. So we're sort of in limbo there, but we don't anticipate it being a problem. Things seem to change daily with the CDC and with health regulations. I know the World Health Organization is really fighting right now because they have publicly stated that they believe an AstraZeneca with an mRNA vaccine gives you better protection than 2 mRNAs. So hang tight. I think it's only going to be a matter of time till this is all changed and put to bed.
Correct. We do have more questions, but we are pretty close on time here, folks. So again, I'll stay on here for a little bit longer if you do want to write us in your questions, because we know who's submitting them, and we can certainly get back in touch with you on what those questions and answers can be. While our team of certified travel consultants can help plan every part of your trip and your dream vacation. Nobody can plan for the unexpected. Discuss with us travel protection, because not all policies are created equal. This is why we recommend Manulife's Premium Protection Plan, as it provides the best coverage and is only available through a travel consultant. Next slide, please, Wade. Again, thank you for joining us here today, folks. I mean, you're joining us from all over beautiful British Columbia. I'm hoping you're enjoying your evenings, and there are the phone numbers here. So if you have questions and you want to do some pre-registrations for a 3-day sail or pick our brains, I mean, we are travelers. We love to help you. We'd love to plan with you. And on that note, on behalf of all of our offices, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to planning your dream vacation very soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.